Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2018. If you're watching live with me on Twitch, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps out the channel. So, we've checked out Stefan's first place Zoroark Arbiter deck. We've checked out Tord's second place pure Zoroark deck. And now we're on to Jimmy Pendarvis's third place Zoroark Golisopod deck, which is quite different than the one that I used for the past couple of weeks. Definitely the same theme of attacking with Zoroark, attacking with Golisopod, having Golisopod as support for the Bus Rock matchup. For the most part, it's also a very efficient attacker for the 1 energy, and the grass typing is also pretty nice. So yeah, that's the main gist behind the deck. There are quite a few different choices that he and I had between our lists, and we'll go over them just now. Why are Zoroark decks playing Delinquent now? Because you do have quite a few turns, like your draw engine is already set up that you do have turns where you don't need to play a draw supporter, and therefore you can afford to Delinquent your opponent to get rid of resources or bring careless opponents down to 0 cards. And yeah, it's kind of like a third field blower in a sense. You get rid of opposing parallel CDs. And Pastera, if you net deck someone else and made top 64, should you still put your list on Heifonte? I mean, put your list on Heifonte if you want to, and don't if you don't want to. Don't care about who you net decked or anything. So anyways, we have once again 4 for Zoroark GX. This seems to be a trend. 110 HP, ability trait, discard a card and draw 2 more. Raichi speeding, dealing 20 damage times every Pokemon you have in play currently, up to 150 with the choice band. Then we have Golisopod GX, 210 HP. Its first attack, first impression, deals 30 damage plus 90 more if Golisopod was on the bench and became active. So thanks to Floatstones and thanks to Guzmas, we can reuse Golisopod's first impression attack. Armor Press dealing 100 damage, and reducing by 20 your opponent's damage next turn can be relevant to some damage calculations. And finally, Crossing Cut GX dealing 150, you switch Golisopod back to the bench, and with a choice band you deal 180, which is usually used in order to close out a game by knocking out a Tapu Lele. Although with a triple parallel in this list, I do believe that Crossing Cut will rarely target a Tapu Lele towards the end of the game. I didn't mention Acerola with Golisopod because, as you can see, Jimmy actually did not play any Acerola, which I am very scared of when jumping into a ladder with this deck. We also have Mew EX for anti-puzzle. We have Mewtwo for the very same reason. I personally prefer double Mew because it's a more concrete answer, but obviously the Mewtwo worked out for him. And then only 2 Tapu Leles, which is very interesting. Instead of going 3 Bridget, 2 Tapu Lele, 3 Bridget, 3 Tapu Lele, he went 4 Bridget, 2 Tapu Lele. So less chances of starting Tapu Lele, more chances of starting Mew as well. Less chances of having Tapu Lele for the late game. And Tama Drummer, thank you so much more. Thank you so much for the 100 bits. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Can you explain the term net deck? Okay, so net deck, it's not derogatory. Like, net deck means you copied a deck, right? That's what it means. And hello TP, thank you so much for being here. So net decking means you copied the exact 60 cards off of someone, and everyone does that. Like, I start with the same 60 cards as many other top players, and then you start modifying from there, or you don't, and that's completely fine. But some people really look down on net decking. They think that you're not being original. Some people just want to change cards from successful lists just to say they didn't net deck completely. So that's it. I don't see anything wrong with net decking, if you will, copying someone else's deck. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but a lot of people get very intense about, ooh, you net deck, therefore your achievement means less, which I completely disagree, but hey, to each their own, right? Moving on, we have 4 Bridget, 3N, 2 Guzma, the 1 Sycamore, the 1 Cynthia, and as we noted, we have Delinquent instead of Acerola. Delinquent seems to be a theme in Zoroark decks since they're playing higher stadium counts, and also since you have your draw engine with Zoroark, you actually get to deny resources from your opponent, which is really nice. In terms of item cards, we have the mandatory 4 Ultra Ball and 4 Puzzle of Time, and then Jimmy went with a very denial resources approach with a triple Parallel City along with 2 Counter Catcher, 2 Enhanced Hammer, and the 1 Max Potion. So he's trying to deny KOs, deny energy, and then making sure that he can target whatever he wants. Triple Evil Soda to make sure that he gets all the evolutions out as quickly as possible. Only 2 Field Blowers and Titan. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for resubscribing. Very kind of you to resubscribe. Very kind of you. And now you get an orange Tablemon. So yeah, Triple Evil Soda to make sure we get our evolutions and our Zoroarks going as soon as possible. Only 2 Field Blowers, so not expecting too much carb, and then combining Parallel City as well with Delinquent, which is potentially very good. And then finally 2 Floatstone and 1 Choice Band. Choice Band in this deck does seem to be not as necessary as in other decks because you're never stretching for a 1-hit KO, or very rarely. It's always 2-hit KOs, so 1 is probably enough to make sure that you're using. So you have the option to cross and cut GX for a KO, or so that Mewtwo can KO a fully powered up Buzzwole GX. But other than that, Choice Band definitely doesn't serve as big of a purpose in this deck as in many other decks. And we close out with 4 DCEs and the 3 basic Grass Energy. So let's jump into the ladder and see how we can do with this particular version of Zoroark by Jimmy Pendarvis. Jimmy Pendarvis probably had the best season and the worst season because he top 8'd so many events. I don't think anyone top 8'd as much as he did, but he also didn't win any of those tournaments, and I think he only got to top 4 like once or twice maybe. So like he's an incredibly good player, and I don't know what happens in Top God. I don't know if it's something like a psychological thing. I doubt it. He's obviously really good, and it's unfortunate that he wasn't able to close out the season with a big win. I feel like he definitely deserved that big win, and maybe he's saving it for Worlds, right? What are your thoughts on Rayquaza GX as a play for Worlds? I think Rayquaza GX will be a decent play for Worlds, but it will also have a big target on its head because it's like the big card from the next set, and therefore it'll be easy to counter with things like Sylveon EX and stuff. So that's gonna be something to take into account when choosing to play Sylveon. Yeah, that's gonna be important. Okay, so we get to go first. Surge's Break, the real play for Worlds. Please no. Please no. I really don't like Surge's Break. I tied a Surge's Break deck this weekend, and I really should not have tied it. Okay, so we get off to a decent-ish start. The good thing that we're going first is we get a trade-off. Creeping Fruit, hello, thanks so much for being here. Gumi Gang, the real play for Worlds, maybe. This top deck just made it even, made our hand even better. We did give 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we did give out a mulligan. But yeah, the middle decks are actually gonna be pretty difficult for this deck to deal with. Simply because of the fact that I think I'm gonna go ahead and touch DC because we don't have a way to spread damage. Like Coco was the best way for this deck to deal with metal decks, and now there's no Coco, and Jimmy chooses not to play Latios either. Would you run Baby Coco in this deck? I mean, Baby Coco was a big thing in this deck for a long time. It just isn't anymore. But it was a big thing in this deck for a long time. Interesting. To remove your own stadium? What just happened there? What actually just happened? One more follower to 3,400. Ooh, I hadn't noticed that. If anyone is watching and hasn't followed, we are 1 follower away from 3,400. Kevin, ya mostré los primeros 2 lugares. Mostré Zoroark Arbodor y Zoroark de Torth, ¿no? Latios was clutch in Zoroark for me. Latios was insane in Zoroark for me as well. So yeah, I agree. I agree that it's probably a very good inclusion to have. Thank you, Tilo Plenun. And yeah, I mean, Baby Coco is actually a very good inclusion. Either Baby Coco or Latios are very good plays in this deck, I feel. Just maybe not for the meta for NAIC, but against the random meta. And Pastera, thanks so much for the follow and becoming our 3,400 follower. Ooh, a lot of people actually followed at the same time, so we're gonna get a ton of notifications. And Truck Effect, thank you so much as well for the follow. Thank you so much. Did Alex show me the Treff deck? Yeah, I did see the Treff deck. It looked pretty interesting. Am I in the 16 race? And TP, thanks so much for the follow. I am not in the 16 race because I am not from North America. I am in the top 8 race of Latin America, and I believe I finished in 3rd place. Slowpeak, thank you so much for the follow. Thank all of you guys. Thank you to everyone for the follows. That's very kind of you. Okay, so we have knockout. So I feel like discarding all of that is not ideal, but I'm gonna take the risk. So yeah, if I remember correctly, like Gustavo Wada made day 2, he got 9th, so he stays in 1st place, right? By a lot. He got almost 1900 CP, and then I believe William made day 2 as well, so he passes me. I was above him by a little bit, then he passes me. And okay, I'm not gonna give any hints that I have the nuts here. And then what else? And then I don't think Otavio got any points, or if he did, not enough to pass me. So I should be 3rd in Latin America, which means I have the day 2 travel award for Worlds, and hopefully the top 4 travel award for the European International for next season. That was the plan, and that was exactly what I got. Ooh, this is okay. So I feel like I should trade the Evo Soda, right? Mexico geographically is North America, but we were in the North American region before, but they took us out because it was very unfair to us. It was very unfair because we never had a chance to compete in the North American ranking, so they put us in Latin America. And our tournament structure and season is a lot more closer to Latin American season, which makes sense. Unfortunately, the other Latin American countries are so far away that we never end up competing against each other. So Mexico just needs like its own region or something, for it to be fair to the Mexicans and to everyone else or something. And yeah, Tama Drummer, I mean, if Zygarde GX is a deck that you want to focus on, that would be something we can work on, no problem. Okay, so the end is actually very welcome here by my opponent. That's very kind. Decides to Floatstone and attach to the name Zoroark, which is okay in my book. And here is where I'm gonna really regret not having Acerola, but I guess that's fine. Top 2 Mexico race. I mean, I'm definitely gonna go to less events next season. This season I did so many regionals. Next season I'm gonna try to do maximum 1 event per month. If there's 2 events in 1 month, I'm not gonna do both, and I'm gonna give priority to the internationals. So if any month where an international is held, I will not be going to a regional, unless something weird happens and I get off to a great start and it's worth it for me to keep going for the top 4. So we'll see, but I'm definitely gonna be traveling less. I'm definitely gonna be traveling less next season is what I mean. And my opponent just concedes again. Jeez. What do you think of Tord's deck and Internets? We just finished using Tord's deck, and it was actually like, it's pretty good. It's pretty genius. The Oranguru is really clutch. I just know how big of a fan I am of that playstyle, and that would be the reason why I wouldn't play it. I wouldn't play that deck because of the playstyle that you need to be like, because of all the decisions that you need to be taking. It's just not my playstyle. So it's a really good deck, of course. It's a really good deck, just not my personal playstyle. And Trainer T, thanks so much for the follow as well. I guess we're on our way to 3,500 followers, guys. And yeah, it's easier. I mean, yes, Starmie, in theory, it's easier for any Mexican player to travel to North America, but the reality is that no one travels besides me because it's very expensive, and the game is expensive, traveling is expensive, the dollar versus Mexican peso conversion rate keeps getting worse every day. So even though we have that possibility, and Kohler, thank you so much for choosing to use your Twitch Prime subscription with me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So even though it's potentially easier, nobody does it because nobody can financially do it. So even though we have that option, only I'm the only one that takes advantage of it because nobody else can. I mean, either they can and they don't want to, or they're, I don't know, but nobody's doing it, so it's actually completely irrelevant. Okay, we're kind of in a dead draw-ish situation. We're gonna rely on trade, but that's okay, I guess. Top to Mexico raise. What's the matchup between Zoroark and Zoroark? No, Zoroark does not have an auto win. The matchup is actually 50-50, and it's probably a little bit favored to Zoroark, but it all depends on who goes first. Like if you're, a lot depends rather on who goes first. But you as the Zoroark player, you want to hunt down the Rockruffs to make and deny energy on the Rockruffs to make sure that they don't become Lycanrocs to GX your Golisopod and take you down. You as a Lycanroc player, you want to hunt down the Wimputs in order to not have to deal with Golisopod, and then your Lycanroc takes care of Zoroark. But how the game plays out depends entirely on who gets the better or worse prizes as well. Okay, so I don't think I want to Sycamore away all of these resources. I think I'm going to trade away this. Having the Field Lore is pretty clutch here because my opponent chose not to retreat. Ooh. Okay. I mean, I couldn't have known I was going to get a Kuzma, right? So, just right, she's beating for 80. I did enjoy playing Sylvan in Portland, but it's still not my favorite playstyle. Like, I played Sylvan in Portland because I wanted to do something like out of my comfort zone, precisely. So I played that because it's not my favorite deck to play. And I enjoyed it, but I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah. What is my opinion about Yveltal Break deck? Honestly, the Yveltal Break deck is more of like a Hoopa deck. We'll get to see the Yveltal Break deck tomorrow probably on stream, so we'll see how it goes there. But yeah, not the greatest fan. I think a straight quad Hoopa like Gustavo's deck is probably a little bit better. Who gets parallel up first is also pretty important in the matchup indeed, because that's a way to deny the Rockruffs and the Wimputs, right? So either you take a knockout or you deny them through parallel, but it's all about denying the opposing player's partner to Zoroark. Because if you're Lycanroc and you deny Golisopod, then their healing cards don't matter because Lycanroc is just one hit KOing. And if you're Golisopod and you get rid of the Lycanrocs, then you win the 2-hit KO war. Welcome Graveso, welcome to the stream. And what do I think will be the best deck in format after rotation? It's impossible to say right now, TP. Honestly, it's impossible to say because now it's my turn to focus on Worlds format, not post-rotation. And it's only July. I won't have time to figure out like the optimal draw engine for post-rotation decks. Yeah. So I can't answer that truthfully. Like a lot of the good cards are good right now, they will still be good, but we just don't know how the format will end up adapting. You know? I mean, Rock is slightly favored because it can hunt down the the Golisopods, or not the Wimpods, a lot easier. Like, it can play a draw supporter and then evolve into Lycanroc and hunt down the Wimpod. Whereas the only way Zoroark hunts down the Rockruff is with a Guzma. So I would say that's why it's favored. And weakness policy not gonna be that great either. Simply because Zoroark decks play at least 2 field lower, potentially more, right? Okay, so at least we got the Golisopod for sure with the Evo Soda. We really need, like, we're safe from Lycanroc right now, so I can afford to do this. However, next turn we really need to bench down the other Wimpod in order to be safe from a potential Lycanroc, or for my opponent to attach a special energy back there, and therefore our Enhanced Hammer can actually deny the Lycanroc. And yeah, I know. Well, I didn't know, but yeah, like, weakness policy is just not ideal. Any cards you think you will add Zoroark from Celestial Storm? I don't think so. I don't think, like, I still need to take a very thorough look at the new cards, but I don't think there's anything super spicy or important that you need to add to Golisopod. I think you just have to revert to more of a fighting the mirror match kind of style. So maybe Oranguru, Resource Management Oranguru could make it back into the deck. Yeah, of course. Like, inherently, Lycanroc is a much more powerful card than Golisopod is. What's the pickup in the new sets? I haven't figured out a buy list yet. When I do, I'll make sure to publish it, Sacker Scoop, but I'm not sure yet. It's okay, no worries. Okay, so if my opponent whiffs a TCG here, that would be awesome. I hope he attaches a strong energy. That would be best case scenario, I feel. If he attaches a strong here to one of the Rockruffs, because then we prevent it. And Shining Stars, thanks so much for the follow. We prevent it, and okay, so never mind. We're gonna see an N. We're gonna lose the Enhanced Hammer. And there's a 120. So we have an extra. We have a way to get rid of this, and we have an extra Zoroark, which is great. We also have knockout on the Zoroark, which is also pretty good. So as long as we can bench an extra... I think I'm gonna go ahead and Delinquent here. I don't see myself playing any other supporter card, honestly. ¿Cuánto crees que fue tu récord de subir videos diarios sin parar? Y si lo superarás. No lo sé, la verdad. No lo sé. Al principio empecé muy intenso con 3 videos al día. Okay, this card's a strong, a Mew, and a Bridget. Okay, so the strong hit seems pretty decent. I don't think I'm gonna need Counter Catcher here. We get to Pearl City him. I don't mind that he gets rid of the Lele, as long as he gets rid of one of the Rockruffs or a Zoroark. That's also fine. Okay, that's pretty good. And then I think I can afford to trade one Pearl City here. Okay, pretty nice, honestly, pretty nice. So once again, I should not be afraid of Lycanroc. I can just armor press here, get the knockout, get my 2 prizes, and he's down to 2 Zoroarks, 1 Rockruff, which is not a threat because there's no energy in play, so not even a multi-switch possibility. He's under parallel, should be good. Should be good. If I could play with Spanish or English cards, which would you choose? I don't have any Spanish cards, and I would probably, since I play more in the United States than in Mexico, I'd still probably choose to use English cards. I think it would just cause more trouble than necessary if I used Spanish cards in the United States. Double trading, that's fine. One energy. Like, even if he gets another bench Pokemon, he would need another bench and a choice band. There's a choice band, never mind. 90, 70, that's not enough though. That's not enough. It's actually not enough, which is great. So let's do this. I mean, at this point, Golisopod has done its job, right? Was there a reason to enhance hammer and you were going to KO? No, that was a misplay. I just realized that. Good catch. There was no reason to enhance hammer if I was going to KO. No reason. Oopsies. Definitely no reason to do that. Which is more boring, Zoroark engine or Shaymin Air engine? I don't think either are boring. Like, just because a card is good doesn't mean something is boring. When Puzzle was good, no one liked Puzzle. When Zoroark is good, no one likes Zoroark. Like, there's always something to complain about. So, I think this is fine. I think this is fine. Thank you, Mr. Mamas. Thank you so much. Okay, I feel like I should just Guzman knock out the Rockruff here. Right? I feel like I should just Guzman knock out. Oh, wait, what? Oh, gosh. My other Guzman is priced. So, never mind. So, do I GX here? No, I don't think so. Do I retreat? Or do I just armor press? I think I'll just armor press. Oopsies. Okay, that's okay. Less is more fun than Shaymin, I'd say. Layla is more fun than Shaymin. Yeah, I think Layla is pretty good for the format. I mean, sure, we'll that extra enhanced hammer, playing the enhanced hammer was really unnecessary. That was my bad. That was my bad. Is my opponent going to Mallow here? I would assume so. No, he's gonna Acerola. Okay, that's okay. That is okay. So we're actually tied in like healing cards. But he is down a double puzzle. And we are... he's down double puzzle and Acerola. We are down just a max potion. So... the issue is we do have to recover TCs whenever we heal, but that's okay. He's gonna use Lele to take the knockout, which is perfectly fine. Why not GX to force Guzman Lycanroc? Like, I feel like maybe the GX will end up being good for a different situation. I'm pretty far ahead to where I didn't need to force that sort of thing yet, I feel. What did I play at NAIC? I played Psychic Malamar with 4 of the Steam Siege Hoopa. Okay. My opponent has a ton of cards in his hand. So... I'm definitely field blowing these two. And like the floatstone there was a tell that he has the Lycanroc multi-switch play. This deck has 2 Guzmas and 2 counter catchers. 2 Guzmas and 2 counter catchers. The floatstone. It was okay. It was nothing spectacular. I don't regret it. I mean, it got one Psychic Malamar got all the way to the top 4, right? So I don't regret it. Maybe it wasn't the best choice for the tournament, but I don't regret it per se. Okay, we get the second Wimpod, which was the goal. And then let's try just beating. Yeah, so I feel like it's always decent to save the GX attack for the later stages of the game, when those resources have been used up in different situations. like trying to save my 20 HP away from getting KO'd Golisopod was just not that important to me. Okay, my opponent has used up quite a few resources, but we still have puzzles available. If he pulls off, I mean, the best play for my opponent, the worst case scenario for us would be Floatstone, Lycanroc, Energy, Multi-Switch, and Field Blower. Those exact 6 cards would be the worst cards that we could see right now. They're pretty specific, so I don't think that's going to happen, but they could. There's one less Lycanroc available. There's one less Field Blower available. There's probably no Floatstone available. One less Energy, 2 double puzzles already used, so that's probably not going to happen. You think Zoroark is best taken in the format? Triton? Possibly. Zoroark is a pretty good deck. I think with Oranguru, it's always ideal. Like it's going to be able to compete with like the Tor deck. Oh no, the symbol. No, my internet seems like it's going to crash here. Uh-oh. Seems like my internet wants to crash here. I don't know why. Yep. No, solo se fue el internet. No sé por qué. Está prendido, ¿no? Creo que es solo problema del juego. Okay guys, so I have no idea what happened there. I got disconnected from PTCGO, and also Twitch seemed to like have a hiccup. But I'm back. We're probably gonna play our last game. I'm pretty sure we're going to win that last game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna win that last game. Like we had more resources left than our opponent, simply by the extra puzzles that we had. So it's fine. It's fine. And we're up against Fabrizio Bellucci, which is a player from Argentina. He's a cool guy. I roomed with him when I had that crazy run at Melbourne in the Oceania tournament. Pretty nice guy. Okay, Zoroark mirror match, of course. Everyone's on the Zoroark hype train. Do I think Torn's deck is going to see a lot of play? Maybe, but I don't think it's going to be that good. And there's honestly no more tournaments, right? There's no more tournaments until Worlds. I don't know if it's going to see play at Worlds. But, I mean, well, I guess maybe at the Valencia special event we might see it. It's just really bad for best of one. Like, if at best of one, you're always going to tie. I was also thinking, and Shining Stars, thanks so much for the host. Zoro Lucario probably just runs over Tort's deck pretty badly. Like, really, really badly. Okay. I'll pass. No creo que sea un problema de internet. El internet estaba bien. Yo creo que fue un problema entre Twitch y Streamlabs o el juego, no sé, la verdad no sé. Okay, so my opponent discarded Kuzma. I hope he doesn't just outright have Lucario. Yeah, DC, okay. And Cynthia, that's fine. What happened with Puzzle? Puzzle is still pretty strong. It just got countered heavily by weakness policy in Zoroark decks. That's what happened. That is what happened. Yes, Kayak. So Valencia is for the new season. The 2017-2018 season finished yesterday. Yeah, so any tournament from any official CP awarding tournament from this point onwards counts for the next season. And last year they didn't give championship points at Worlds. The year before they did. So who knows what they'll do this year. It was really bad that they didn't give out this year because they had the Open. So everyone who played day 2 started off with that hinder of points, if you will. And okay, so we lose the Zoroark. I mean the Wimpod. I mean I have to go all in on this Golisopod. What do I think about Zoroark? Zoroark is a pretty good deck. Oh, I wanted to evolve my Wimpod into Zoroark. Zoroark is a pretty good deck for sure. Okay, if everything else fails, I might Kuzma KO a real. Ooh, perfect. Okay, this was very nice. This Evosoda was actually pretty nice. So I'll do this. I will also bridge it for probably another Zoroark. I think I need another Wimpod. I don't even have a Zoroark to recycle the Wimpods. And then I'll remove the TCG for now. And let's Armor Press. So Zoroark is still a pretty strong deck. Yeah. Zoroark did well against Tord indeed. And Trainer T, I do think my opponent was struggling to get energy down because of the enhanced hammers. Like he was too focused on dealing with the pressure of his own, rather than trying to commit to the Lycanroc. So triple trade against the one trade, never good. The energy denial hopefully pays off for us here. Okay, so energy back there means either Floatstone or Guzma. That's a Guzma, that's fine. At least we have Mew to deal with Lucario though. I do have Guzma of my own to deal with his Zoroark though, which is good. That's definitely my play here. Definitely my play. And Gravesaw, thank you so much for the 100 bits. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so we get another trade, which is nice. You have to decide which to go to, Worlds or EUIC. I mean, it depends on your goal. Are you qualified for Worlds, Kayak? Then I would definitely recommend Worlds. If you're not qualified for Worlds, then it's definitely a consideration to go to EUIC and just try to start the season fresh there. Yeah. Thank you so much, Grave. So that's very kind of you. Very kind of you. Okay, double Floatstone as my prizes. That's not great. I mean, it could be decent if he chooses to use Lucario this turn, though he probably won't. Then, I mean, if you have been to Worlds before, then I would say go to... If you haven't been to Worlds before, I would say go to Worlds. Where are you from? Where are you from that you have to make that decision? Should Buzzle play Field Lower to counter a weakness policy? Yes, I think Buzzle will probably start playing Field Lower. At least 2 field lores, most likely. This is such a bad situation though. Like, we're keeping up with the pressure, but just take a look at my opponent's deck versus our deck. And that's all because of the turn 1 parallel. Ah, New Zealand. Okay, so you're pretty far away from both. Okay, he's gonna go for the double puzzle. You're going to the open event. That seems like a good way to get a head start on the season. I mean, if you can go to both, obviously go both. But if you have to choose, it's just like Worlds is huge, you know? Do you have the day 1 invite or day 2 invite for Worlds? Oh my gosh. We just got pummeled by Baby Buzz. We actually just got heavily pummeled by Baby Buzz. So I think I double puzzle here for a Zorua and an Enhance Hammer. Zorua, Enhance Hammer, triple trade though. Like, we can't beat triple trade, I don't think. Definitely can't beat triple trade. Day 1, okay. And so, have you been to Worlds before? And good night, Drummer. Thank you so much for hanging out. Beast Awesome. I don't want to disclose those details here. They treat me well. That's all I will say. They treat me quite well. Okay, so I'll trade away the Wimpun. Yeah, I don't think we have enough staying power in this game to keep at it. Jeez. Gonna lose the Zorua. Okay, then I think if you haven't been to Worlds, you should go to Worlds, Sky. I think you should go to Worlds. Between both of them, Sky, I mean, Sky. Worlds is a very cool experience. Both are very cool. But Worlds is on a whole other level. Worlds is definitely on a whole other level. And well played means no. Well played means he has Lucario Guzma strong. Yeah, Guzma strong, and he got the Lucario. So perfect and 2-3. That's crazy. That is actually crazy. That was 2 games within 3 hours that we end our opponents into the perfect cards to beat us. Okay, not much we can do about that. It's already a pretty bad matchup for us, of course. Zoro Lucario might actually be pretty good. It should do well against Zoropod and Zoroark. So I'm not surprised that we're gonna start see it get some play, I think. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I think that's gonna be all for today. Sorry about the small interruption, but thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to all the people who chose to subscribe again. Thank you so much to all the people who chose to send some bits my way for the day. And thank you so much, all of you, for watching as well. I'm done for the day. I will be seeing you guys tomorrow. Not exactly sure at what time. Not exactly sure at what time. Let me check at what time I will be streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow, Wednesday, I will probably be streaming at our more usual time of 12 p.m. At noon. At around noon Central Standard Time. That's probably when I'll start streaming tomorrow. We'll keep going through the NAIC decks. The 4th, 5th, and 8th place decks, maybe 6th and 7th if I manage to build them between today and tomorrow. And yeah, Panther fan, I did like Tort's deck. It's a pretty interesting deck, and I did use it, so you'll be able to check out the replay of the stream in a bit, or you can check out the video when it comes out on YouTube in a couple of days. And yeah, it has a poor guard match, but everything else seems like it's very winnable. But I do think the surprise factor played in its favor pretty much. So yeah, sorry, Unipanther fan. I have been up for 2 hours and a half for now. And yeah, that will be all for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.